Namaste everyone, my name is Pranav Anand and in this session I'm going to continue with my discussion over laws applicable for broadcasting. So in the previous session I talked about broadcasting as intellectual property right. Now in this session I will talk about other laws related with broadcasting. So the list of legislation applicable for cable networks can be summed up into two acts. The first is Cable Television Networks Regulation Act 1995 and the second is Cable Television Network Rules 1994. Now with Prasar Bharati comes Prasar Bharati Broadcasting Corporation of India Act 1990, Prasar Bharati Investment of Money Rules 2007, and with sport broadcasting comes Sports Broadcasting Signals Mandatory Sharing with Prasar Bharati Act 2007 and Sports Broadcasting Signals Mandatory Sharing with Prasar Bharati Rules 2007. And with this comes various guidelines and policy that are applicable on broadcasting, such as Internet Protocol Television IPTV guidelines, Direct to Home Service guidelines, that is DTH guidelines, CRS Community Radio Stations guidelines, uplinking guidelines, policy guidelines for downlinking of TV channels, FM radio phase 2, conditional access system, that is CAS, content regulation on private TV channels, guidelines for providing head end in the sky, that is HITS broadcasting service in India, and advertisement advertisement of political nature on radio, and policy guidelines for internet protocol television services in India, IPTV services in India, certification on film songs, film promos, etc. for cable service, price telephone regulatory authority of India, TTS regulation, the code of advertising practice of Advertising Standards Council of India, FM frequency modulation phase 2 policy guidelines for expansion of FM radio broadcasting services to private agencies, that is phase 3, and policy guidelines for setting up community radio stations in India, and guidelines to regulate child participation in TV serials, reality shows and advertisements, protection of identity of children in need of care and protection at juveniles in conflict with law. So as you can see, the guidelines, policies and laws are immense on broadcasting. But let me start with the Cable Television Networks Regulation Act. The purpose of this act was obviously to introduce regulatory certainty to the cable market that had emerged in the early 1990s, and the statement of objects and reasons of this act declares that cable TV constituted a cultural invasion, as cable programmers were predominantly Western and alien to the Indian culture and way of life. So it declared the lack of regulation had resulted in undesirable programs and advertisements being shown to Indian viewers without any censorship. So the Cable Television Networks Regulation Act 1995 was enacted for the purpose of regulating the operations of cable television networks in the country so as to bring uniformity in their operation, avoid undesirable programs from being made available to the viewers, as well as to enable the optimal exploitation of the technology, which had the potential of making available to the subscriber a vast pool of information and entertainment. Section 3 of the Act mandates that a cable television network can be operated only by a registered cable operator, and in order to register, an entity could be an Indian citizen, an association of individuals whose members are Indian citizens, a company in which not less than 51% of the paid equity share capital is held by Indian citizen. So the Cable Networks Act empowers and authorizes a government to seize a cable operator's equipment if the officer has reason to believe that the cable operator is functioning without proper registration. Now, to provide facilitation to the Act, Cable Television Network Rules 1994 were enacted under the Cable Television Networks Regulation Ordinance of 1994. Thus, the program code under Rule 6 lays down restrictions on the content of both programs and advertisements that can be shown on cable TV. No program can be shown that offends against good taste or decency, contains criticism of friendly countries, contains attacks on religious or communities or visuals or words contemptuous of religious groups or which promote communal attitudes, contains anything obscene, defamatory, deliberate, false and suggestive innuendos and half-truths, and is likely to encourage or incite violence, or contains anything against the maintenance of law and order, or which prompt and promote anti-national attitudes, contains anything amounting to contempt of court, contains aspersions against the integrity of the president and the judiciary, contains anything affecting the integrity of the nation, criticize, maligns, or slanders any individual, in person, or certain groups, segments of social, public, or moral life of the country, encourages superstition and blind belief, denigrate women through the depiction in any manner of the figure of a woman, her form, a body, or any part thereof in such a way as to have the effect of being indecent or derogatory to women, or is likely to deprave, corrupt, or injure the public morality or morals. If there is anything which degrades children, absolutely prohibited. It contains visual or words which reflect a slandering, ironical, and snobbish attitude in the portrayal of certain ethnic, linguistic, and reasonable groups. Lastly, is not suitable for unrestricted public exhibition. Now, Rule 7 dealt with the restrictions on advertisement. So, the advertisement code in the cable. Now, the advertisement cable rules says that all advertising carried in the cable service have to conform to the laws of the country and should not offend morality, decency, religious susceptibilities of the subscriber. And the code says that no advertisement shall be permitted which derides any race, caste, color, creed, or nationality, is against the provisions of the Constitution of India, tends to incite people to crime, cause disorder or violence or breach of law, or glorifies violence or obscenity in any way, presents criminality as desirability, exploits the national emblem or any part of constitution or the person or the personality of a national leader or a state dignitary. In its depiction of women, violates the constitutional guarantees to all citizens, projects a derogatory image of women. The rules say, obviously, that women should not be portrayed in a manner that emphasizes passive, submissive qualities and encourages them to play a subordinate secondary role in the family and society. The cable operator is supposed to ensure that the portrayal of a female form in the programs carried in his cable service is tasteful and aesthetic and is within the well-established norms of good taste and decency. Exploits social evils like dowry and child marriage. Promotes directly or indirectly production, sales, and consumption of cigarettes, liquors, tobacco products, and other intoxicants, infant milk substitutes, feeding bottle, or infant food. The rules prohibit advertisement that are wholly or mainly of a religious or political nature or directed towards any religious or political end, contains references that hurt religious sentiment, contains references that are likely to lead the people to infer that the product advertised or any of its ingredients has some special or miraculous or supernatural property or quality which is difficult of being proved, contains pictures and audible matter of advertisement that are excessive and loud, endanger the safety of children or creates in them any interest in unhealthy practices or show them begging or in undignified or indecent manner, contain indecent, vulgar, suggestive, repulsive, and offensive themes or treatment, contains advertisements that violates the standards of practice for advertisement agencies as approved by Advertising Agencies Association of India, Bombay from time to time. So you have seen that these acts and rules provides elaborate discussion and elaborate provisions to control the broadcasting over the matter of programs, over the matter of advertisements. Now, with this, let us come to the Prasar Bharati Broadcasting Corporation of India Act 1990. And the introduction of this bill in Parliament in May 1979 was the direct result of recommendation of B.G. Varghese Committee set up in 1977 after the internal emergency declared by the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and the bill was allowed to lapse after Janata Party government elected to form the government after the emergency collapsed and the Congress party returned to power. The victory of National Front government in 1989 saw the revival of the Prasar Bharati in somewhat modified form. Now the bill was passed by the parliament and received presidential assent on September 12, 1990. And the act provided for the formation of an autonomous broadcasting corporation that would manage Doordarshan and All India Radio, discharging all power precisely held by the Information and Broadcasting Ministry. The corporation would inherit the capital assets of Doordarshan and All India Radio and would be managed by a 50-member Prasar Bharati board, including the Director General of the two organizations and two representatives from amongst the employees. The chair and other members of the board would be appointed on the recommendations of the selection committee headed by the vice president. And a 15-member broadcasting council would address public complainants. Now, the primary duty of the Broadcasting Corporation was to organize and conduct public broadcasting services to inform, educate, and entertain the public, and to ensure a balanced development of broadcasting of radio and television. Now, the corporation was guided by a certain set of objectives while discharging its functions, and these include upholding the unity and integrity of the country and the values enshrined in the Constitution, safeguarding the citizens' right to be informed freely, truthfully, and objectively on all matters of public interest, paying special attention to the fields of education and literacy, providing adequate coverage to the diverse cultural and languages of various regions, providing adequate coverage to sports, providing appropriate programs, keeping in view the special needs of youth, safeguarding the right of working class, serving the rulers and weaker sections of people, providing suitable programs, keeping in view the special needs of minorities and tribal communities, special care of children, the blind, the aged, the handicapped, and other vulnerable sections of the people, promoting national integrity, promoting national unity, promoting research and development, promoting uh, ex- expanding broadcasting facilities, establishing a system for the gathering of news of radio and television, and negotiating for the purchase or otherwise acquire programs and rights or privileges in respect of sports and other events, films, serial occasions, meetings, functions, or incidents of public interest for broadcasting, and to establish procedures for the allocation of such programs, rights, or privileges of the services. Establishing and maintain a library or libraries of radio, televisions, or other materials, conducting or commissioning from time to time programs, audience research, market or technical service, which may be released to such persons and in such manner and subject to such terms and conditions as the corporation may think fit. Now, with this, we have come to the end of broadcasting. Now, in now there are certain points which have to be dealt by the teacher, which deals with the technical aspects of information technology. With this, my share of information technology and law has come to end. Whatever we have learned with this process is that cyber law is extremely important in today's scenario and the awareness of the law associates with information technology extremely crucial. Now I hope for the best